wedding plans of Prince William and Kate Middleton. Joining us, Rafal Hedel-Mankoo. He is editor of Burke's Peerage and Gentry. Sir, the stuff we haven't been told, of course, has everybody very excited, like where, when, how big and glitzy. Do you have any insight into this?
No, well, those are the questions that we're all dying to know. The bookies have chosen August the 13th as their favourite date, with odds of 3-1, this despite the fact that it's largely felt that it'll be in spring 2011 that the wedding will take place. Where it will be taking place, we don't know. St Paul's Cathedral, obviously, or Westminster Abbey. The Prince of Wales, the father of Prince William, was the first person to take a wedding to St Paul's Cathedral. They're always usually in Westminster Abbey. Designers of dresses, I mean, Kate Middleton has always worn one particular Brazilian designer, Daniela Aiza, but I think there'll be quite a lot of pressure on her to choose a British designer for this wedding, given the attention that it'll get from around the world. As for the wedding ring, well, we always know what happens with the wedding ring. It's always hewn from a piece of bright Welsh gold. So it's the engagement ring which will have most people intrigued, and details on that will be forthcoming today. The royal couple will be giving their first interview today, which will be broadcast this evening here in London.
You know, it's interesting because being such public figures, they obviously, in part, lose control of the process. Once they've committed to a wedding, there are so many pressures on them to put on a show, as it were. But from what we know of them, they both seem to be very down-to-earth, reasonable people, and maybe a big glitzy wedding isn't the kind of wedding they would pick first.
Prince William is going to be very much involved in this wedding, and I think you're going to see an effort made to try to streamline this a bit. And so you won't, I don't think, have a ceremony anywhere near the states of national eruption that we saw for the wedding of his parents. But still, there will be some show factor there, because we also have to remember that weddings of the royal family are great moments of national unity and of national celebration, and they are important symbols of national identity. And the wedding of the Prince of Wales and Diana came at a time of great economic instability in 1981, and it helped to unite the nation and give it a good feeling and a feel-good factor. And in 1947, when the Queen, then Princess Elizabeth, married the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, Britain had just come out of the Second World War, and there was rationing, and it was an austere Britain. So royal weddings have, for some reason, come around at just the right time to give us a much-needed dose of fairy tale magic.
Sir, you'd be glad to know that Kate Middleton, as we are watching some pictures from London, is wearing the ring given to her by William, which used to belong to his mother. It's Diana's engagement ring. Is Kate Middleton going to be a very popular choice with the British?
Well, Kate Middleton is, much like the mother of Prince William, not someone who's of a royal background. She's actually very middle class. Diana was actually quite aristocratic. And so this is going to be a refashioning of the monarchy, a more approachable monarchy. And Canadians, too, will be able to relate to Kate Middleton, I think, in a way that they haven't been able to relate to more distant aristocratic members of royal families. And so I think they all need to get to know her. She's kept a very low profile over these last few years. The first interview with Kate Middleton will be broadcast today. And this is an occasion now for Prince William to show his future bride to his people, to introduce them, and to start to forge a relationship.
And this is the couple that at some point in time is, barring some catastrophe, will be the King and Queen of England.
King and Queen of the United Kingdom, and also King and Queen of Canada, King William V of Canada. You must remember, you know, Canada made Prince William on the world stage. The famous footage of him in his Roots Canada outfit out west several years ago was the start of World's Mania. So that was his introduction to the world stage. So it might be rather nice if actually they chose Canada for a honeymoon.
Rafal Hedel-Mankoo, editor of Burke's Peerage and Gentry. Thanks very much, sir. Nice to see you.
My pleasure.